A slave, a warrior, a legend. Over 2,000 years ago, a man rose from the depths of oppression to challenge the might of Rome itself. He wasn't born into power, he was forced into chains, but his courage ignited a rebellion that shook the Roman Empire. This is the story of Spartacus. Spartacus was born in Thrace, a region near modern-day Bulgaria. He was a skilled warrior and initially served as a soldier in the Roman auxiliary forces. However, he was captured, either as a prisoner of war or for desertion, and sold into slavery. He was then trained as a gladiator in Capua, forced to fight brutal battles for the entertainment of the Roman elite. But Spartacus wasn't just a fighter. He was a leader, and he wouldn't stay in chains forever. In 73 BCE, Spartacus and around 70 fellow gladiators orchestrated a daring escape. Armed with kitchen knives and stolen weapons, they fought their way out of the gladiator school and fled to Mount Vesuvius. What started as a small group of fugitives soon turned into a revolution. Slaves across Italy saw hope in Spartacus. They joined his cause, swelling his army to nearly 70,000 warriors. The Roman Senate initially underestimated Spartacus and sent a small militia to crush the rebellion. But Spartacus was not just a skilled fighter, he was a brilliant strategist. His army ambushed and annihilated the Roman forces, seizing weapons and supplies. His victories continued as he defeated Praetor Gaius Claudius Glaber's legions, who had tried to trap him on Mount Vesuvius. Using vines to climb down the cliffs, Spartacus and his men launched a surprise attack, routing the Romans. Word of Spartacus's success spread like wildfire. Enslaved people, farmers, and even some free men joined his army. His forces marched through southern Italy, defeating Roman armies one after another. They looted cities, freed thousands of slaves, and even trained them in Roman military tactics. But Spartacus had a larger goal. He wanted to lead his people north, across the Alps, to freedom. In 72 BCE, Spartacus's army moved north, preparing to cross the Alps. But internal divisions arose. Many of his followers, particularly the Gauls and Germans, led by Crixus, wanted to stay and continue raiding Italy. The army split, and Crixus's faction was soon crushed by Roman forces. Spartacus continued to win battles, but Rome was learning from its mistakes. The Senate, realizing the gravity of the threat, sent 2 experienced consuls to defeat him. Spartacus fought them both and won. But instead of leaving Italy, he turned back south, possibly intending to march on Rome itself. Rome could no longer ignore the rebellion. The Senate called upon Marcus Licinius Crassus, one of the wealthiest and most ruthless men in Rome. Given command of 40,000 well-trained legionaries, Crassus was determined to end the rebellion. Unlike previous Roman commanders, Crassus employed brutal tactics, including executing his own soldiers to enforce discipline. Spartacus tried to escape to Sicily by negotiating with pirates, but he was betrayed. With no route of escape, he prepared for a final battle. In 71 BCE, the decisive battle took place in southern Italy, near the river Silarus. Spartacus's army, weakened and outnumbered, faced Crassus's disciplined legions. Spartacus fought bravely, reportedly trying to reach Crassus himself, cutting down enemies along the way. But he was eventually overwhelmed. The battle ended in a massacre. Spartacus's army was annihilated. Spartacus's body was never found, but his legacy was written in blood. Over 6,000 of his followers were captured and crucified along the Appian Way, a brutal message from Rome that no slave would ever dare rise again. However, Rome's fear of another rebellion led to gradual improvements in the treatment of slaves. Spartacus's fight had not been in vain. Spartacus became more than a man. He became a symbol. His story inspired revolutions, films, books, and even political movements. From Karl Marx citing him as an early revolutionary to Hollywood's legendary adaptations, his name has echoed through history as a beacon of resistance. He may have lost the war, but his fight for justice and freedom remains one of history's most powerful tales. What do you think? Was Spartacus a hero, a warrior, or a revolutionary? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want more incredible stories from history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.